Sometimes, the deepest betrayals don't come from strangers. They come from the people we trust the most. And when that happens, the pain isn't just emotional. It eats away at the heart, leaving scars that never fully fade. But what if I told you? Sometimes betrayal can awaken a strength you never knew you had. Today, I want to share with you the powerful story of one woman's journey, her heartbreak, her secret, and the way she turned betrayal into her greatest victory. This isn't just another story about love gone wrong. This is about resilience, about finding courage when life tries to break you. And as I tell you this tale, I want you to imagine yourself in her shoes, to feel her emotions, her quiet strength, and her determination to rise above. Because in her pain, there is a lesson for all of us, especially for women who've lived through years of sacrifice, loyalty, and love. Her name was Amina. To everyone around her, she seemed to have it all. A loving husband, a beautiful home, children who admired her. She was the picture of grace, always putting her family first. Her friends admired her, neighbors respected her, and her family leaned on her for everything. But behind the polite smiles and soft laughter, Amina carried a weight. She felt something was wrong. Her husband, Farid, had grown distant. He spent more time away from home, his phone always glued to his hand, his eyes avoiding hers. Amina tried to dismiss it at first. Maybe he was stressed. Maybe it was work. Maybe it was just age. But deep down, her heart whispered a truth she wasn't ready to face. One quiet evening, as she folded laundry in the living room, Farid's phone buzzed. He was in the shower, and without thinking, Amina glanced at the screen. A single message lit up the phone. "I miss you already." Her hands froze. The world seemed to tilt. She tried to convince herself it was nothing, maybe a mistake, maybe just a colleague. But her heart knew this was the hidden cause of his distance, the reason behind the cold silences and late nights. He was not hers anymore. He was sharing his love with another. That night, Amina sat in silence. She didn't scream, didn't cry. She simply thought. She had spent decades of her life being loyal, patient, and loving. And in return, she was betrayed. But instead of breaking, Amina began to plan. For weeks, she pretended nothing had changed. She cooked his favorite meals, greeted him with kindness, even laughed at his jokes. To Farid, it seemed as if Amina was clueless. He became more confident in his lies, more careless in his excuses. But behind her gentle eyes, Amina was quietly gathering evidence. She kept screenshots, saved receipts, and noted every late-night call. She never confronted him, not yet. She knew that timing was everything, and when the moment was right, she wouldn't just expose him. She would make sure he never forgot the consequences of his betrayal. The breaking point came on their wedding anniversary. Amina had planned a dinner, cooking every dish he loved. She wore the dress he once said made her look radiant. But when the clock struck 8, Farid wasn't home. At 9, he didn't answer her calls. At 10, a simple message arrived. "Working late. Don't wait up." That night, Amina sat at the table alone. The candles burning low, the food untouched, and something inside her shifted. She realized she had been holding on to a man who didn't value her, who didn't deserve her loyalty. That night, she promised herself, "This ends soon, but it will end on my terms." Over the next few weeks, Amina worked carefully. She met with a lawyer, learned her rights, and secured her finances. She quietly moved important documents into her name, ensuring that no matter what happened, she would not be left powerless. She also spoke with her children, not revealing the full truth, but preparing them gently for change. And then, she made the boldest move of all. She invited Farid's family, close friends, and even some of his business partners to a dinner at their home. It would be a celebration, she said. An anniversary gathering. Farid had no idea what was coming. The evening arrived. Guests filled the house, laughter echoing through the rooms. Farid, dressed sharply, played the part of the devoted husband, greeting everyone with charm. Amina moved gracefully, serving food, smiling softly. And then, just as the meal was about to begin, Amina stood up. She tapped her glass, the room falling silent. With calm eyes and steady hands, she spoke. Tonight, we celebrate years of marriage. But tonight, we also reveal the truth that has lived in shadows for too long. She turned on the projector she had set up earlier. One by one, messages appeared on the screen. Photos, texts, hotel receipts. Every betrayal displayed for all to see. The room was filled with gasps, whispers, and stunned silence. Farid's face turned pale, his charm dissolving into shame. His family stared in disbelief, his friends unable to meet his eyes. And Amina, she stood tall, her voice calm but firm. I gave my loyalty. I gave my love. But betrayal has no place in my life. This marriage ends here, tonight. Farid tried to speak, stammering excuses. But no one listened. His family's disappointment weighed heavy on him. His friends avoided his gaze. He was no longer the proud man he thought he was. He was exposed, humiliated, stripped of his dignity. Amina, however, did not scream or rage. She simply walked away, her head held high, leaving the guests in stunned silence. For once, Farid was the one left broken, not her. In the days that followed, Amina's story spread through the community. Some were shocked, others inspired. But for Amina, it wasn't about revenge, it was about reclaiming her worth. She realized that betrayal does not define us. Our response does. She chose strength over despair, dignity over anger, and freedom over chains. And in doing so, she reminded every woman who heard her story of an important truth. You are stronger than you think. You are worth more than betrayal. And sometimes, walking away isn't weakness. It's the greatest power of all. So, dear listener, remember this: no matter your age, no matter your past, your story isn't over. Betrayal may wound you, but it can also awaken a new chapter of strength. Like Amina, you too can rise. You too can reclaim your worth. And you too can write the ending on your own terms. Asterisk.